we go. Here we go. We're going live. We are live now. Hey, I think we're live. Are we up? Are we up? I just wasted the last 20 minutes of my life on some bullshit. I've never seen a bunch of corrupt assholes in my life. It's just a damn shame. You know, the way our politics have been going. It's a shame. You know, I don't want people to think that I'm not paying attention. I do show up for the shows. If you guys are Moreno Valley residents and you did not tune in to the Zoomcast, I don't ever want to be invited to that again, because when the mayor, idiot mayor, can't take the heat and he mutes people and he cuts off their video, that goes to show you what he thinks. You know, I cannot wait until I catch this guy on the street. I cannot wait, because I'm going to give him a serious piece of my mind. What a piece of shit. What a total piece of shit. That's leadership. That's what it's come down to. And where in the fucking America are you an elected official and you're talking about benefits for people that aren't even here legally? When did that shit start happening? Why aren't our citizens like the ones up in Michigan going up to the city council with their guns and whatever to take Mr. Cabarrus out of City Hall and get it straight with him? Okay? We don't encourage illegal immigration here in this country. Moreno Valley Council members do. Total bullshit on the wall. This pandemic has exposed a lot of stuff, and I'm just sick of it. I'm just totally sick of it. Do I think human beings need to starve? Absolutely not. But don't throw shit like that up in people's taxpayers' faces. That's the one thing you don't do. We're going to give them help. We're going to give them help. How about giving the citizens of Moreno Valley and the Inland Empire help? It's such total bullshit. It's just amazing. And the sad thing about all of this, you guys let it happen. Oh, now you're out of work. Now you're paying attention now, aren't you? Now you're worried when that next check is going to come, huh? But Donovan Sadiq and the Hot Seat podcast and all of those people who have been telling you what has been going on. Now you want to say something. Now you're concerned. Where's your next meal coming from? Amazing, isn't it? Now you're seeing the corrupt people for who they are. Is the city council taking a pay cut? Is city council taking a pay hiatus? Huh? Are they? Remember, they're ceremonial. We have city staff that we pay. And that scumbag Mike Lee, who came here from West Covina, we attract all the scumbags. You're out of work. Is the city council taking a moratorium on their salary? Ceremonial leaders? You guys didn't know that, did you? You think that, the mayor, he runs the city. No, he doesn't. Do your homework, for Christ's sakes. Let me look at the comments real quick. Oh, Shantae, why are you laughing at me? Do not invite me to that shit ever again. Oh my God, I never saw such bullshit. In America, the last I checked, we are a nation of laws. Every time these idiots get up there, elected officials, it's one thing if you're a citizen saying, well, I think we got to help the illegal Americans that are here and the Africans and all that. You never hear them say that stuff. You don't sit there and say what you're going to do for non-tax paying citizens. We're paying for these idiots. Oh my God. Don't do it. And you saw my facial expression. I think that's why they muted me. You saw, I was like, this is bullshit. This is total bullshit. Because I was on the podcast and I was just like, this is bullshit. Man, these guys act. I mean, the shit was so full of bullshit. Their eyes were brown. That's how stacked up it was. Oh my God. You guys are out of work. You would think a ceremonial mayor would say, you know what? Uh, everybody's out of work. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what the city council is going to do. We are going to forego our monthly salaries, and we're going to take that money and put it into a food bank so that we can give out food and things to help people. No, not our council. No, no, no. Me first. La familia, la familia. You know, it's just sad, and that's what happens when you don't have diversity on a city council. When you got four Hispanics up there, and I'm not saying uh, just because you have four Hispanics up there that it's a bad thing, but when you have four Hispanics that don't give a damn about anybody else but their own, there's a problem. I mean, Dave Marquez, good friend of mine, yeah, we understand you're outnumbered, but go down swinging, brother. Go down swinging. You should be up there saying this is some bullshit. But no, Dave's now become a politician. He's going along to get along. What the fuck is this? High school politics? You're dealing with people's lives here. If I was dealing with an election coming up, that's one of the first things I would say. I said, "Hey, man, I'm taking my money, I'm foregoing my salary, and I'm going to go into my district, and I'm going to start distributing food and start talking to people so I can get reelected." But no, we don't do that. I'm Victoria Baca, and we're doing really good in the neighborhood. All the businesses. What the fuck is she talking about? What businesses? What businesses? The businesses that we had to pay off their damn employees. And don't let her fool you. Half of those businesses in Day Street is in Riverside. Half the street is Riverside, half the street is Moreno Valley. And the Moreno Valley side laid off a lot of workers. Jesus, don't fall for it, people. Please wake up. Don't ever invite me to that again. I'm never going to do. I I can't stand it. I can't stand these people. I don't like what they're doing to the city. I'm in my 43rd year of residency here. 43 years. I predate the city. And I see these scumbags come here and just destroy the city. I mean, they're scumbags. Mike Lee is a scumbag from West Covina, and now he's the permanent city manager. Do you see how these people, they all know each other and they all hire each other? But everybody comes to Moreno Valley because it's a free-for-all here. Do you know at one time we had the highest paid elected official in the United States? Our city I keep saying attorney. Our city manager made more than the president of the United States. But we get scumbags. Michelle Dawson, scumbags. Now we got scumbag Mike Lee. A yes ball. Yes, balsa. Could somebody please stand up to these people? And if you were in that meeting, you would notice as soon as I showed my face and they let me in the meeting, because I was waiting to get in the meeting for over 20 minutes, and they wouldn't let me in. I don't know what. Well, I know why, but so I'm finally in, and you should have seen the faces on some of those people. I mean, it was just the face of fear. Donovan is, oh my God, let him in. I mean, I'm one of those people, I'm very expressive in my face. So when I hear bullshit, it's bullshit. Food banks. Now I'm going to calm down a little bit and I'm going to talk about this. This is what we're talking about. How great of a city do we live in when we have to invent food banks for everybody? Where's your tax base? Where's this great economy that was created by all these freaking warehouses? Could somebody please explain that to me? We have all these warehouses. Why do we need food banks? People should have been making money over hand and fist. But no, we have an economy that is based on the have-nots. What have I been saying for years now? Whoa, Donovan, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, that crazy black man over there. And I know you use the N-word, but you're not but you're too smart to do it in my face. So kudos to you about that. Everybody's like, oh, trying to be nice. This is not the time to be nice. This is the time about survival. Our police force is doing a great job. They better. We pay them a significant amount of money. 8 people on patrol at any given time in a town of 208,000 people. I read the paper. Carjackings, killings, murders. Great job, cops. You guys are doing great. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So now you got Ito doing what he wants to do to the Northeast. He's got his paid for city council. You know, I'm going to tell you, I am so disappointed when black elected officials get involved with corrupt people. I mean, to me, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. Integrity to me is everything. Carla Thornton with her rotten tooth, just up there, just yeah, I'm Dr. Thornton. Fuck your title. Fuck that. You ain't shit because you don't have any integrity. A doctor without integrity ain't shit, and you ain't even a medical doctor. You ain't shit. Oh, it's bad, y'all. It's bad. But again, it's election season. It's Moreno Valley. This is the right now in the Inland Empire. We are the corruption capital. It's been going on for over 8 years, if not longer. And I just don't know what you guys are going to do about it. Hey, Shalinda. Shalinda has come on, and she says, "Am I mad? Do I seem mad? No, I'm not mad. I'm doing very well. How's that new baby doing? I know you got your hands full over there. Now you got your 2 sons. God has blessed you very well. Please, you guys, stop. Kids are expensive. Take it from me. Kids are expensive. Okay." And what it is I get tired of dealing with these scumbags. I really do. I really do. Yeah, they're wearing you out, but guess what? Mama, nothing against Mr. Jones, but mama's gonna be taken care of because you got 2 sons. Ain't no son's gonna let their mama just be without anything. As much as me and my mom get into it, hey, my mom's she wants for nothing. So you've been blessed. Trust me, you've been blessed. Just get back together, get yourself together, get back into it, and let's get some leadership in this city, some new leadership. No, LaDonna Jimson is not the answer. I was on another show called The War Zone. We're talking about, you had some people coming in there chiming in saying, oh, well, if you don't get Trump out of there, what leader should you have? As a black person, does it matter? Does it really matter? Trump ain't shit. You think Jim Crow Joe Biden is going to do anything for black people? In this town, when you're black, you get nothing in this town unless you're Hispanic, and that's a fact. Somebody prove me wrong. So, well, yeah, Shalinda, I know you don't take any time off. She says, I'm always working, even behind the scenes. And you know this, man, and you're not the only one. And this is what I've been trying to tell people. You shouldn't have to work and be so distracted to not know what's going on in your city. Decisions are being made with your tax dollars, and you're not even being consulted. You got over 30 restaurants, Mexican restaurants that have come and gone in Moreno Valley in the last 6 years. It's just sad. It's just sad. And then now we got this scumbag, Mike Lee, leading the city. It is sad. Hey, you guys, today is Malcolm X's birthday. Not one black leader has mentioned, the Congressional Black Talkers has even said one word about it. Think about it. Why is that? You got one so-called black hoe on the city council of Moreno Valley. She didn't mention it. Oh, by the way, that same hoe has a dirty tooth. What do you think about that? Black leadership, huh? Black pride, huh? Do for self, huh? Yes, I'm talking about Carla Thornton. Yes, I am. Perfect description, right? I'm a single mom. What the fuck does that got to do with anything? And oh, you shouldn't call her a hoe. Anybody that takes money to do a task is a hoe. She's a political hoe against her own people. That's the truth. Please tell me any other definition you might have for it. When you can't do what you think is right, but you have to do what somebody else tells you got to do for the money. One of the greatest singers that ever did it in the disco era, Donna Summer. She works hard for that money. She gets on her knees for it, honey. She works hard for that money, so you bet her, give her the money right. Something like that. But I do want to thank the people that are at least monitoring the meetings. But it's very discouraging. You know, you've got this Hispanic led, wrongly led group of people who don't even care about their people. Who would bring for their people low wage jobs? Sad. So let me get this straight. You have a group of people that you represent, that you come from, and you think that the best that they can do is warehousing, $9 an hour jobs. And people stop saying it's $15 an hour. It isn't. It isn't. It's not $15 because it isn't a direct hire. It isn't a direct hire. So stop it. Stop it. That that whole thing has been disproven. So that it's been disproven. Okay. Stop fooling yourselves. It is what it is. $9 an hour. And now they're going to bring in the robots because they figured out they don't need you. And we have been telling you guys this for you. This is what's going to happen. The trucking industry, when that gets automated, I don't feel sorry for no fucking truckers. I don't. Fuck them. If we don't stand together as workers, well, not me, but if you workers don't stand together, they're just going to crush you. So when the trucks become automated, those guys got to go too. Piloting airplanes, that's pretty much automated. The only reason the pilot is there to make you feel good. And that's what my skill is in. Am I mad about it? I'm not. It is what it is. It's just very sad. It's very sad. It's sad. No, it's not fuck everybody. What it is, and that's Shantae. It's those people, the people that aren't thinking to the future, the common good. We've got away from the fucking common good. I had a guy on my show earlier on a different channel, and he was saying, I'm an exceptional Negro. Well, good for you. Look, good for you. So, you did what you were supposed to do, whatever the deal is, right? Great. You're an exceptional Negro. But just because you're an exceptional Negro, without the rest of us, how long do you think you're going to last in America by yourself? Exceptional Negro. That's what I'm talking about. We have to come together as voters and owners of this city and start electing the right people. If we want a full-time mayor with the salary, let's vote that in. Why are we paying for a scumbag city manager and then paying a salary of a ceremonial mayor? That doesn't make sense. And now they're on the network talking about food banks. People have average homes here of $450,000, $350,000, $450,000. And we're talking about food banks for the citizens of Moreno Valley, and everybody's happy about that? That's crazy. This ain't Skid Row. Well, get in there. This ain't San Bernardino. Well, the base closed at San Bernardino in March close, and which will reserve base. And if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to close that day. We're on the same road. You guys see where I'm going with this? I know you guys don't want to hear this, but a lot of you guys now understand what the WLC wars were about, what we were talking about. You see it. If you are not an essential worker right now and you're sitting at home and you don't know what is going to happen, because notice the so-called fourth stimulus package by the Democrats did not address anything to do with Black people. It did not address a moratorium on rent, mortgage, or credit bureau reporting. Now, wouldn't that help you more so than another one-time payment of $1,200? City of Paris put a moratorium on their rent and mortgages, which I think, and I applaud them for doing that, but that's not going to save the people when the moratorium is over because their credit's being destroyed. So Shantae says, no, it's not. Wait, let me say this in my Shantae voice, because she has a beautiful voice, you guys. No, it's not that we don't want to hear it. You just aren't sugarcoating it anymore. I can't. We're in a pandemic. Some of you guys haven't worked in 2 or 3 months. I can't sugarcoat this anymore. For Black people, specifically Black people, we are 12 years from being a slave. It's actually less than 12 years. The pandemic has exposed, it's exposed the economic hierarchy. Guess who's at the bottom? People that look like me. Guess who's number 2? The Hispanics. Guess who's number 3? Whites. Surprised by that, aren't you? And guess who's number 4 and at the top? Asians. Asians make in their community and save $1.12. A white person saves $1. Hispanics save about 77 cents to every dollar that they bring in. Black people save about 64 cents, I think it was, or something like that, 67. We're at the bottom. But we're the number 1 consumer. So reverse that, reverse cake it. We're the number 1 consumer. I'm trying to get you guys to understand we are in an emergency situation. Black people were the last ones hired, first ones fired. Hispanics practice group economics. I got neighbors that are doing all kinds of stuff to their properties and upgrading it and doing all that stuff because they have the skill. They might not have the education, but they have the skill. And they're just working together. My Black neighbors, no skills, but they're going to pay. I had one of my Black neighbors say, Donovan, could you come in and put in some recessed lighting? Why would I do that? I'm 50 years old. I'm too old to be doing that stuff for free anymore. It's a shame, you guys. It's a shame. So Ito's trying to rezone the East End, and I'm with those people in spirit. But again, I can't fight everybody's battles, especially when people don't want to fight my battle. So I had to grow away from that a little bit. I'm with them in spirit. If they need me to do anything, I'm more than happy to, give my input. But the fact of the matter is, they got their issues. I've got my issues, and it's obvious that I'm here by myself. So I understand it. But for those guys that are still in the fight, good luck. I mean, money, it's hard to fight big money. It just is. When you got a guy that is paying off the district attorney, the council members, the police force, he gives to everybody and makes sure nothing gets done. It's sad. I mean, the average person doesn't have a chance. We haven't even talked about the white flight that's happened. You've had people that have been here for over 3 and 4, 5 decades that are gone now. Past council members, even the bad ones, left. All heading to Arizona. That must be a scumbag capital, Arizona. Now, and I'm not saying everybody that went to Arizona is a scumbag. I'm just saying even the scoundrels have gone to Arizona. I guess you can live a lot better there. You know, it's just a sad situation. And now people that are stuck, you guys feel helpless, but you keep voting these scumbags in office. That's the problem. You guys keep voting the same people in office, and and we're never going to win like that. And then if you don't vote and you keep voting the same people, District 1 right now, LaDonna Jimson, she's running for the office, and she's so proactive. And everybody says, give her a chance, Donovan. It's like, Nyron Johnson saying, Ito, WLC, pay to look the other way. I'm not mad at Ito for having the money to do that. That's if you can get with it, great. But can somebody please take this man to jail? Jesus. You see what having a businessman for a president does to a country. Every president that we've had that had a business acumen was a shitty president. I'm sorry. Look it up. Look it up. LaDonna Jimson is not the answer. In Baltimore recently, Kwame Mufuse, 71 years old, got reelected to a seat he previously held before he left to go run the NAACP. And NAACP ain't shit. What have they done around here? Any organization that lets other people join it ain't a shit organization. I'm sorry. That's a shit organization. Could I join the Hispanic League? Am I allowed to join that? Can I join the Hispanic La Familia Club? No, I have to be Hispanic. That's the thing. Only in the Black community can you join, and you don't even have to be of their race, but you're going to take their resources. I quit the Tuskegee Airmen in San Diego chapter. We went down there for the annual scholarships. Not one scholarship was given out to a Black recipient. Not one. I quit. I'm done. But guess who was running that organization? Baby boomers, people of the baby boomer age. We got to be inclusive. No, we don't. Our resources are limited as it is. It's called the Tuskegee Airmen. I don't remember any Tuskegee Airmen that were Hispanic and white background. But I'm the crazy guy. And then you got these young people here who don't have any opportunities because these other races are coming in and taking the scholarships. But I'm the bad guy. Take the Black off of your moniker and just open it up. If that's what you want to do, I'm cool with that. But don't call it a specific Black group, and that isn't what it is. Because anybody understands, well, to get the scholarship, the main thing you got to be is Black. Because when you go to the Hispanic ones, they say, well, you got to have Hispanic background. La familia. It's sad. Behind me here is my emoji of how I feel about Moreno Valley and the politics in Moreno Valley. I think it's pretty close. Got the hair chin here, the stubble right here. I think it's pretty close. What do you guys think? Close? Yeah, well, other than the ears. I know my Spock ears come out, but the NAACP ain't shit. None of these Black groups, they've all sold out. The baby boomers, and I'm not talking about all of them. You guys know what I'm talking. The pastors, they've sold out. Right now, anybody living in Moreno Valley and you're a member of a church and your lights, even though they're not going to cut your utilities off right now, but you're behind in your payments, is the benevolent fund open? Somebody, somebody, please answer that. Is the benevolent fund open? Well, I'd like to help you, sister. I know you've been tithing here for 30 years, but the benevolent fund is, even the pastors went up to Trump and got themselves a bailout so that they can continue with their salaries. What is that telling you guys? Our city council, they're still accepting their money. Where's your paycheck? I'm on a fixed income, but guess what? I get residual money from my stocks. So I'm fine. We know some of you guys out there are doing really, really good. Shantae's always balling, so we're not worried about her. But what about the benevolent fund, you guys? How's your pastor doing? We're in a pandemic. You guys have lost your jobs, and he's still saying you got to reach a little deeper. Just a little bit deeper. Y'all ain't reaching deep enough. My Cadillac is getting a little old. But Kwame Mufuse, Baltimore wasn't shit when he left, and now he's coming back 20-something years later at 71 years old. What changes is he possibly going to make other than to be a Democratic lackey? So now LaDonna Jimson wants to run again at her age, and I don't know exactly how old LaDonna is. Last I checked, she was 38? I don't know. However, she had her chance and she blew it. And not only did she blow it, she didn't even she didn't know what to do. So why are you running when you have no? I've gone to her platform. I even asked her, "What is your platform?" I've been in the community for 30 years as a public servant, and I'm a former council member. And I just need to run because if Victoria Baca stays in there, what's going to change? That's like saying, well, if we keep up in there, well, for black people, what could be any worse? We had a black president and nothing changed. If anything, it got worse. Well, I'm running because somebody's got to run against her. And look, you guys, in all seriousness, LaDonna is a very sweet lady. Yeah, Nyron, I say dummy-cratic. So, I do a lot of those things. But anyway, LaDonna is a very well-meaning, intentional person. But this is not high school politics. Look at the people we're dealing with. They have been given an agenda and a white envelope. Several white envelopes from Highland Fairview to do Highland Fairview bidding. The only way you are going to beat these people is to bring out new people. LaDonna Jimson was in there for 2 years. I showed you guys the video. LaDonna was just doing their talking points like she's part of the team. We need new leaders. Too old to do it. I tried. It is what it is. Where are you millennials at? Why aren't you guys running? Why don't you guys shake up the stratosphere? I think you guys can do it. What do we got to lose? Some bleach in your system. Can't we do that? I use it all the time. What do we got to lose? Millennials? Where are you guys at? You guys are in your 20s. My oldest son is 27. He'll be 28. But we need you guys to start stepping up. They skipped over my generation completely. Just think, I wasn't even a elected official, and I got over $500,000 of stuff done by advocating, but I can't seem to get a bathroom for the park that's used predominantly by my Hispanic neighbors. And Shalinda, I know you guys run, but we got to get you guys elected. We got to get you guys paying attention to what's going on. And this is how they do it. They give you these bullshit jobs And they say, oh, and then, these jobs are so terrible that you got to work another job just to pay your basic living wages. And now you guys are seeing the fruits of your labor mean nothing. Zero. A non-citizen gets as many benefits as you do. So why work? Why do that? It's sad. This used to be such a beautiful, beautiful city. It really did. And I'm even talking after the base closed. We need to shake up the political system. And the only way we're going to do that is by bringing in new leaders. LaDonna Jimson is older than I am. We know that. And I'm 50. I just turned 50. I could be LaDonna's son. Why would we think she has any new ideas? She didn't have any ideas the first time. I challenge anybody out there to go and ask LaDonna, what is she going to do for District 1? What is her platform? We don't want any more warehouses. What is your plan? How are you going to stop that in District 1? Shalinda says, I talked to a constituent who was Black that truly believed that his kids were no better than warehouse jobs. Well, it's a testament to the father now, isn't it? I mean, what parent actually thinks their child ain't shit? Both of my sons are college graduates, and they can do whatever they want. I mean, I never told them by having a degree that's going to, guarantee them success in life. I have several degrees, as you guys already know that. If it wasn't for a military career, I don't think I would make it. I'd be like a lot of you guys working 2 and 3 jobs just to make a mortgage. And I don't want that for Moreno Valley. I tried to tell you guys we could bring in better jobs. But no, no. Oh, we're going to vote for LaDonna because she's popular and she's popular. Well, what is she going to do for you guys? Well, I don't know. I just know she's in the community a lot. She gives out this, and she's with this group, and she can speak Spanish. And, LaDonna's just, I don't know. I just want to vote for her. She's a friend of mine. Really? Did you know that friend of yours was a former bank robber? Did you know that? I mean, it's already been talked about. People say, well, you shouldn't bring that up. No, let's get that out there because I guarantee you Victoria Baca is going to run on that against her. So get it out there. I challenged LaDonna to come on this show. I challenged all of the candidates to come on this show. Well, we know for a fact the Highland Four will never come on this show. We know that. And if you and your elected officials don't want to come on a public show, what does that tell you about your elected official? What are they afraid of? Byron says, I wish I could have ran into you 15 years sooner. Hey, man, we're just getting older, man. I was around. I was in and out, but I was around. Exactly. Shalinda says, she's done it. I'm harmless. I mean, if you're afraid of tough questions, why are you running? If you're afraid of adversity as a leader, which a leader will face, why are you running? I remember when I started this show, after I had lost the recall, which I would have won if we'd known that LaDonna was a bank robber, because there was only me and her. So, and when I say that, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying overwhelmingly everybody would have voted for me. No, that is not what I'm saying. There was only 2 choices. If Victoria Baca got recalled, it was either you vote for me or LaDonna. And unfortunately, everybody voted for LaDonna because it's the name you know. LaDonna is somebody I know, this new Black guy. I've never seen him before. He says he's been here forever, but we've never seen him. Why the hell would I be seen around in my mom's group of friends? LaDonna is old enough to be my mother. Why would I be running in those circles? So anyway, I started this show so that you guys could really think about some of these candidates and some things you might not know. As you guys see on the IE Informer, a lot of people say, "What does that mean?" That means I'm gonna tell on your ass if I got some goddamn paperwork, and I'm gonna look for it. And I'm telling. Damn right. If you see my Facebook logo, it's a capture of Tom on the phone like he's dropping dime on people. That's what I do. And don't get me wrong, I ran twice, and the people have made their decision. This is what they want. And just like I knew when I told LaDonna she needed to step down, and her hubris was so great that she said, "Oh no, I'm not going to step down," and she got beat. Of course, the vote was split too. I mean, that's when they thrown everybody in there, and then they split the vote. So now, instead of having 3-2, it's 4-1. Nice job, Democratic Party and rating heirs and her daughter, Nina and whatever. You guys are doing a great job with the Democratic Party in Moreno Valley. But ask yourself this, you guys that support LaDonna Jempson here in District 1. Why won't she come on the show? I mean, all I got to do is zoom her in. She can do it right from her house. You know, and Nyron's telling you, I did not. He goes, I was slaved in warehouses. He's been in warehouses, but now they're automated. So what I'm telling you, Nyron, is it's just a matter of time before they automate the whole damn thing. I've seen completely automated warehouses. But ask yourself that. Why won't LaDonna come on the show and answer my questions? Once my questions are answered, I have nothing else to say. You know, a lot of people ask me, well, we got to get behind it. We got to support it. No, we don't. No, we don't. Voting is a transaction. I'm not going to support somebody that I happen to know isn't going to do jack shit. I'm not going to do it. Sorry. What is your platform, LaDonna? Right now, all I could care about is my district because we're up. I want to know what LaDonna Jempson is going to do different than Victoria Baca. Now, I'm going to give her a hint. If she wants my vote, I'm going to put a bathroom in Adrian Mitchell Park. Got my vote. I'm going to stop the warehouses in District 1. There will be no more warehouses in District 1 as long as I'm the council member. Got my vote. What about the corruption, LaDonna? I'm going to drop dime and get proof and give it to the state attorney general. For those guys on the podcast, hey, thank you guys for joining me. I will be ranting and raving again next week. Check me out then. We'll see you guys. So we're done over there. But that's what you're supposed to be doing. And then she's supposed to get behind other candidates in other districts, and we start taking the city back. The main thing we need to take back is the mayorship, and we need somebody that's going to run for that. You know, the funny thing is the people that are technically qualified to be in these positions never get elected. Harry Thin is highly qualified. Can't seem to get elected. Denise Fleming is highly qualified, but should never be elected. Never be elected. No. No Denise Fleming. No. No, 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 no. No. Because some people are in it for the power, not the people. When you're a person of the people, that's a problem. Why do you think people don't want to come on the show? What do I have to gain by inviting somebody on the show? If anything, it gives them more exposure, right? But ask yourself, why won't these politicians, local politicians, want to come on my show? You ain't got to be on here visually. I can either cut you off and we can just hear your voice, or you can be on my podcast. Why won't they come on the show? Maybe because they want to get into City Hall and continue to rob you because they're all scumbags. These are questions I'm just wondering. We got a scumbag congressman can tell you everything about LGBTQ and what he does for that community, but can't tell you a damn thing about what he did for the 41st district. And because a black woman is running as a Republican, we won't vote for her. I'm nonpartisan, so I'm nonpartisan. I'm independent. I vote for who my interests are at stake. But for those of you guys in District 1, why won't LaDonna come on the show? And I know she watches the show, and I'm trying to reel you in. I'm trying to reel you in. Like I said, if you don't answer this, I'm going to keep hitting you. I'm going to get you on the show one way or the other. And just like Shay Linda says, I'm very fair. I'm very fair. But you can't come on my show not knowing I'm going to ask the obvious. So you got to be able to and be prepared for that. But I remember when I started the show, for those guys that are listening, the election was over, and I said, wow, LaDonna got the seat because people knew who she was. They didn't care about my policies. They didn't care what my policies were and what I was going to do. They were more afraid if they didn't know me. So I said, you know what? I'll start a show and just start talking about whatever I was talking about. And I remember for like 6 weeks, nobody watched the show. Nobody. I mean, I just had 0 views. I used the Microsoft, what was it called? Video Maker. It came with the operating system. And I mean, people were just laughing at me. I did it in my garage. I still do stuff in my garage. You know, and the funny thing about this pandemic, I have a studio in San Bernardino now that I paid in advance. You know what? And they're not even talking about giving me my money back. But anyway, I paid for it in advance, a whole studio over there. Can't use it. Got the studio specifically for the election season. So I still do stuff in my garage. I'm doing stuff here at my home. I put a green screen behind me over here, you know, so I can still do it. But I remember how everybody was like, you know, laughing, like, you know, who is this guy? And look, oh man, nobody watches that show. But they watch it. They can quote everything that I say on it. And I tell people all the time, start where you are. If you're out there and you're a candidate and you're thinking about running and it's your first time, if you're a millennial and it's your first time running and you want some exposure, come on the show. I'll give you exposure. I'm known in the Inland Empire. Ask Mark Takano about the little black guy in Edgemont and watch him roll his eyes. Watch his staff roll their eyes. Go to Victoria and ask her about the black guy in Edgemont. Go to anybody on city staff and say, hey, you guys know that little black guy in Edgemont, Donovan something? I'm known. Not because I'm cute, you know, I do all right. You know, I'm all right. I'm known as the Black Yul Brynner. Because I don't take no shit. I just don't. But I'm fair. But ask yourself, why won't she come on the show? Why won't she address a simple question? What does she stand for? But you should vote for her. For what? Better to go with the devil you know than the devil you don't know. You people have lost your jobs, and the ceremonial city council has not foregone their pay. And you guys have no problem with that. The City Council of Moreno Valley will not put a moratorium on rent, mortgage, and credit bureau reporting. You guys have no problem with that. So I say this, get ready for another housing crisis, because a lot of you guys are going to be losing your houses, specifically Black ownership. We're going to take the biggest hit. You want to know why? Because we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom. We don't practice group economics. We can't live together. Go to your city council and ask them about the moratorium on rent, mortgages, and credit bureau reporting. Why is credit bureau reporting so damn important? I did a video on it. When you are not paying your mortgage and there's no moratorium on credit bureau reporting, you possibly can lose 100 points, possibly up to 100 points for missing one payment on your mortgage. So 6 months pass, everything's good. You haven't paid your rent in 6 months. And I'm just talking about my people. So in that 6 months, we've been getting our weed and we've been, getting the new Jordans that just came out. We haven't been saving the money for when, we're going to have to pay 6 months worth of stuff. There's a program the government got out. You just got to qualify for it. The bank has for you. Guess what that program is based on? It's based on your credit rating. Why isn't the city council thinking about that or talking about that? You want to know why? Because you're at the bottom of the economic scale and they don't give a damn about the Black residents. Shalinda's exactly, the rent is still due. The rent is still due. They want all 6 months or all 3 months, whatever program you're on. You still got to pay those. The bank has to get paid. You think the bank is going to go under and let people just walk away with all those payments? So if I'm a bank and I have 100 houses and there's a moratorium for 6 months, that's a lot of money plus the interest. And not only are they going to be going after the houses, they're going to be going after the cars. How many of you guys have car payments? Do you know they said that 75% of American car loans are 30 days to 60 days behind already before the pandemic hit? Pay your mortgage, pay your car notes, especially Black people. And I know, well, listen. It is a fact. Every other culture practices group economics except Black people. So my message is for Black people specifically in this situation. In 2008, Black people as a whole, we lost a third of all our wealth. Black wealth in America is $14,000. The average white wealth is $176,000. The average Hispanic wealth is $78,000. You got to pay that mortgage. And if you can't pay the mortgage, again, I'm just an average person using common sense. Why aren't you at city council, at the city hall, demanding that they put a moratorium on mortgage, rent, and credit bureau reporting? Why aren't you demanding that? So all of you guys, when the foreclosure notes come, I don't want to hear you hollering and screaming about what a shitty town this is. I told you guys. We've been telling you guys. Is LaDonna Jimson telling you this, District 1? We're one of the oldest neighborhoods. But most of us own our homes over here in Edgemont. Most of us own our homes. So we'll get to some of these comments. And Nyron said that he was slaved in the warehouses. He got out of the warehouse business 5 years ago. Thank God for you, brother. Something to hide. Yeah, exactly. What do they have to hide? Why don't you come on the show? Humor me. Humor us. Angel Lopez said it's coming. Housing crisis 2.0. Everybody can see it. It's common sense. Shalinda says the rent is still due. If you have it, I've been telling people to just pay it. Read the fine print, y'all. And that's from Shalinda. And Angel says a $2,000 per month mortgage will become $12,000 past due at the end of a 6-month forbearance period. With interest, better to pay and make efforts to pay. And Shalinda says the same advocates that have been in Riverside and the desert should be here advocating for rent moratorium. Yes. I don't care if you like Donovan. I don't care if you hate Donovan. Okay. One thing about Donovan is I'm a good neighbor and I'm putting this information out there. You're not going to find any other program talking about this because a lot of us, if you're a first-time homeowner, you moved here from LA, West LA, East LA, Long Beach, it's your first house. You don't know what's going on. You got your badass kids in there playing PlayStation. They ain't shit, but you're doing the best you can. You just got laid off, and you are losing your hair. Believe it or not, I used to have an afro. Okay, this happened in 2008. All right, losing your hair. Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. Talk to your council member and say, hey, what are you guys going to be doing about this, the rent and the stuff like that? We need help. That would help you directly than a one-time payment of $1,200. The people in the Black community, if they got the $1,200, you know what they did with it? They went and got the new Jordans. That's a fact. And some weed. That's what we need to concentrate on, you guys. And as a good neighbor, I'm putting that to you because maybe you never thought about that. Maybe you never heard about that. Do you know a lot of homeowners, first-time homeowners, and you guys are young, some of you millennials and some of you even Generation Xers like me, it's your first home. You never did it. You lived in the hood. They didn't even know anything about property tax. You got to pay it. You got to pay it. But the most important thing you're going to have in this country is your credit rating. If that gets fucked with, man, you're going to be in trouble for a long time. Protect your credit rating. That's what we need to be asking. LaDonna Jemison, what are you going to do about the housing and this is that if we let you in? But then by November, you're going to be fucked anyway. You're done. At that point, it'll be too late. I do this stuff because I care. A lot of people don't know, they're not opening up the Indian casinos that I know of. So you got to think about it. And if the rent is due, especially these young ladies that have children, what do you think is going to happen here with all these trucks and stuff that we have? There is no way in hell anybody's going to be selling ass for over $50. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to have major prostitution problems here in Moreno Valley. Major. What are these women going to do to feed their kids when there's no jobs? Pier 1 just closed. JCPenney just filed for bankruptcy. A lot of these companies are going to start going online to cut their overhead. They don't want to pay rent at these buildings and stuff. And we know here in the Inland Empire, if you can't speak Spanish or of Hispanic background, the chance of you getting a job is very, very slim because they hire their own group economics, like I've been saying. They should hire the best qualified, but I'm just saying. People don't want to talk about people don't want to say the truth. Okay? They don't want to say the truth. That's what goes on. Black people, a lot of us, we aren't managers. We don't get our people in because we know our people ain't shit. These young men ain't shit. I ain't talking about the ladies. I ain't talking about young men like Shalinda's boys, because those guys are probably going to be lawyers and future leaders. I can see it because it's in their genes. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Angel says, sadly, the topic of prostitution was brought up as a growing problem on Sunnymead during tonight's council meeting. Damn shame. But think about it, you guys. These young mothers are not getting support from the fathers. Shame on the fathers or the fathers' families because they're out here. Wait, we're all locked up. How many babies are going to be born after all this is done? Think about that. Taxpayer. How do you think these women are going to be buying diapers and milk? There's no jobs out there. Do you think a single mom has time to go work at a warehouse? Especially in the Black community. At least, the other communities depend on each other like we used to in the Black community. We invented group economics. That's how we survived in this country for so damn long. When I was coming up, there was no such thing as a daycare. After me, my generation, there was daycare. You had your aunt or a family member. I got a neighbor right now. There's 3 generations living in the house. Grandma watches the kids while everybody goes to work. That is working age. But unfortunately, in the Black community, you've got the young mother on Section 8. Not in all situations. You guys know what I'm talking about. She's trying to make it on her own, and she's on Section 8. And she rents due. The baby needs diapers. Somebody's got to go get them. So how can she make quick money? She needs cash. I mean, that's the reality of the situation, you guys. You can't sugarcoat this shit anymore. You can't. This is it. Remember, when people talk about the zombie apocalypse, this is what they were talking about, not the literal zombie apocalypse. We got a lot of LA people that have come here with their LA mentality. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, or I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But LA has a way of surviving. And if that's where you come from, that's what you revert to. You only do what you know. We're going to have a serious prostitution problem. And the sad thing is, people are so desperate. You're looking at $50, $20. I mean, you got to go by the economics of it. How bad is this young lady going to want the money? My cat's over here tearing up my damn furniture. We just got to think of this stuff, people. Is LaDonna Jimson a lady that is in her late 60s? I don't know, early 70s. I don't know. She's old enough to be my mother. I know that. Me and my mother are 20 years apart. So I'm going to give Miss Jimson, she's 68. Let's just say 68. Okay. Does she have the answers? Does she have the energy to fight the council and stand up for what's right? I don't think she does. Has come and gone. The baby boomers' time has come and gone. We need new ideas. Millennials, please step up. Step up and lead the city into a better direction. We don't need any more warehouses here. The WLC will never be built. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. The Attorney General of California is going to put a kibosh on that unless the Attorney General changes over again. And like I said, we've been waiting 8 years. It's not going to happen. All we can do is pray. No, we can do better than pray. You can vote. We got to get the city back. I am so embarrassed. Council's answer to everything is food banks. If we didn't have all these damn low-paying warehouse jobs here, we wouldn't be talking about food banks. Palm Springs, they don't talk about food banks up there. You want to know why? Most of their people's medium income is high. They don't talk about banks. Riverside isn't talking about food banks. Not for the whole city, maybe for parts of the city, but not for the whole city. I'm embarrassed. We got $350,000, $450,000 homes here. Some of them are $600,000. I've seen. The Towngate area, some of those homes, even though they're not worth that, my house is made of real wood. That's embarrassing when the city council, all they can say is, oh, we're going to make food banks to help the citizens out. What the fuck are you talking about? 2008. Well, we got to attract jobs. Well, we got to bring warehouses here. So if we bring the warehouses, something's better than nothing. Good jobs, Moreno Valley. You invested everything in warehouses. Now what? What other thing can we pivot to? Warehouses. That's what our Hispanic council has brought, warehouses, so that they can put their people in bondage. Nice job. I believe we could have brought Tesla here. I believe we could have brought Google here. I believe we could have brought the military back here. That was my platform. I was thinking big. Okay, there's no warehouses here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? If we're going to do something here, we could have brought manufacturing here. No, we're going to bring warehouses and we're going to put our people in it. Nice job. Hey, you guys, I'm Donovan Sadiq. Don't forget to check me out on Fridays where we don't believe the hype, Free Flow Fridays. And also check me out on the Demetra K Show, Sundays, 3 p.m. Facebook Live. I have been guest hosting on the War Zone with the 5-star general. Jerry, you guys saw the interview that we did yesterday. We did an interview with the WNBA legend, Cynthia Cooper-Dyke, champion, 2-time league MVP, 4-time championship MVP. Man, and that interview was spectacular. That woman is a killer. I need to start calling her the Michael Myers of the WNBA basketball. I mean, the woman doesn't care who it is. You know, if you're a man, whatever, she's ready to ball you out. Got to remember, though, she played with local player. I think, what school is that? North that Cheryl Miller went to? Cheryl Miller. She played on the USC team, probably the greatest female basketball team ever assembled. We did that interview yesterday. We got Don King, the promoter, the guy that stole all of Mike Tyson's money and all the fighters he ever managed. The guy that promoted the Thriller in Manila, the jungle. That Don King. Poly, that was the score, right? She went to Poly. Why did I say North? But anyway, Poly. Don King, that Don King. We're gonna have him on the War Zone. You guys, please check it out. I mean, you know, we're bringing it to you. We're bringing it to you. But you know, the War Zone, that show's based out of Houston. They are having the exact same problems that we are having, and it's so sad. It's just so sad that influenced politics. And we keep saying black people, we keep voting Democrat, and less than 12 years from zero in wealth, less than 12 years to being a slave. And yet we keep on voting Democrat. I want you to vote Republican. You need to be nonpartisan like me and have them earn your vote. But you guys, check me out, you guys. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with the city council. I'm not done with LaDonna Jimson. And I'm going to tell you guys this. LaDonna Jimson, any politician want to come up, it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. Do not come on thinking you're going to be getting softballed. I'm going to ask the questions, and you guys get to ask the questions because we can see them as they come up, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that we get everybody's questions answered. So I can't do it alone. You guys need to be calling LaDonna Jimson and saying, you need to go on the hot seat. You need to go on Donovan's show. Got questions we want to ask you. We want to ask you the questions of why we should vote for you. Just voting because you're not Victoria Baca, to me, is not good enough. That's not enough. I'm Donovan Sadiq, you guys. All I can tell you, hang in there. Good luck. And let's get the right candidate to change District 1 around and to win the mayorship. The key to this whole thing is the mayorship, because the power that they gave the mayor, if it was in the other side's hands, how much damage could you do with that? I'm Donovan Sadiq. Check me out again next week, you guys. We'll see you guys then.